It got a little weird yesterday, but in the end, the Giants are able to get a win against their rivals. Madison Bumgarner dominated the Dodgers, and the young lefty showed why he was selected for the All-Star team for the first time in his career. But today, the Dodgers have their All-Star lefty taking the mound. The Giants take on Clayton Kershaw, and it's coming up next.
It's Hyundai Sunday on Comcast Sportsnet. Bay Area is Giants Baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Today it's the Giants and Dodgers. Final game of the series from AT&T Park here in San Francisco. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Kukrow. A win for the Dodgers on Friday. Giants win yesterday, so that means the winner of this game, Mike, wins the series. And what is Chad Godin going to have to do?
Well, Chad Godin is going to have to do what he's been doing consistently all year long, and that is attack the low part of the strike zone and just pound the corners. That's his strength, and he's got to stay with his strength. Now, you would think that Godin, who's never beaten the Dodgers, he's 0-2 lifetime, and Clayton Kershaw is 10-4 lifetime, but even better than that in this ballpark. You'd think it would all favor the Dodgers. Well, you can't think that way. You have to think that there will be an opportunity, and for the Giants offense, they may have to take advantage of it. It might come in the first, might come in the eighth. Just be ready for it, and when it happens, take advantage of it.
Well, we're ready for it, that's for sure. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups on the first pitch right after this.
At a Jack in the Box near you with Jack's new Big Stack Burger, and by Toyota. Do the math and save at your local Toyota dealer.
Here we are at the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every single day. 65 degrees here at the yard. We have humidity at 70%. Light winds, and it's going to be a sunny afternoon here at the yard. We're waiting for Chad Godin, who just now got into the Giants dugout following his pitches down in the bullpen. The field is littered with young people, older people. We've got more people on the field than in the stands right now.
It's
holy Toledo. For some guys, that's how the defense looked when they came up to hit. But this is a good group.
Well, it is a gorgeous day here for baseball, and for these kids who are out here on the field, a moment that they'll never forget, and the fact that it's going a little bit long, I think that they're enjoying it.
Yeah, they'd like to stand out there for another 20 minutes if they can.
Plus, they get to see it with people in the stands. It's one thing to walk out on this field when there's nobody here, but this is a memory that will last a long time for them.
Guillermo Quiroz has got 5 people waiting for him. He is psyched. Buster Posey's got 4 people over at first waiting for him. Take a look at the Dodgers lineup, and it's brought to you by Coors Light. It'll be the cast that we've seen before. Crawford, Puig, and you can see in the series, he struck out 4 times yesterday, did Mr. Puig, followed by Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Ethier. The former Giant who had a great night on Friday night, Juan Uribe, will hit 6th, and it's Ellis and Ellis. Mark Ellis hitting 8th and playing second base. And pitching, one of the better ones in baseball, is Clayton Kershaw.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the right-hander Chad Godin, 30 years old, in his 8th year at the big league level. This is what he has done this year. He has started out in the bullpen, wound up in the rotation. This will be his 5th start for Godin. 2-1 with a 2.60 ERA. 41 strikeouts against 18 walks. And when he's been right, he's really dominated the knee-high part of the strike zone, in and out. 2 types of fastball. He's got a slider and he's got a changeup. But the fastball is really what he thinks off of, and it's what his strength is. When he's right, you'll get ground balls. Lifetime against the Dodgers, 0-2. Still looking for his first win. And let's take a look at the defense playing behind Godin today for the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Gillespie, Torres, and Pence. That's your outfield. Arias, Sandoval on the left side, Scudero, Posey on the right side, and Guillermo Quiroz in the squad. All right-handed lineup to go against Clayton Kershaw today.
There you see Carl Crawford as he gets ready to bat first for this Dodger team, who comes in. Dodgers come in 4 games under 500. They're 4.5 back of the Diamondbacks. The Giants are 5.5 back of Arizona. Arizona and Colorado just about ready to start their ball game, and that game will be played in Phoenix. So Kemp gets dinged up on Friday, and Carl Crawford steps right in. So here we go. We've got baseball here at AT&T Park. Crawford hitting at 289, waiting on the first pitch of the ball game. And it is indeed on its way, and it is high. So we get started 3 minutes late, and that's very unusual. And the next pitch is high as well. 2-0 to Crawford. 5 home runs, 13 driven in. Crawford took an 0 for 4 yesterday. Had 3 at bats on Friday night and went 0 for 3. And at third is Sandoval. Posey even with the bag at first, and there's a strike at the knees. So he threw an off-speed pitch to get in a strike.
Good changeup on a 2-0 count when it's most effective. It's important to establish all your pitches, and he just established that in 1-2-0 count.
And it's now 3-1 to Crawford.
Godin was hit in the throwing arm a couple weeks ago, and it caused a lot of discomfort. That's not why they put him on the disabled list. It was part of it, but he also dropped a 35-pound dumbbell on his left big toe. And that caused some problems.
Foul back to make it a full count.
He actually had pitched in. This is the injury when he got hit with a comebacker in the right arm. I mean, that was a flush hit. The ball goes back the other way, and he still has the presence of mind and the courage to get after this ball and make the out. But
foul back. So Godin goes right after Crawford at 91, and it remains 3-2.
Pretty healthy swing there, 3-2.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Yasiel Puig is on deck. Fouls it back. On the ground, Scudero from the edge of the grass. Well, let's take a look at our AT&T U-verse rewind. Yesterday, Yasiel Puig 4 times. Bumgarner got him 3 times.
Once with a slider in the dirt, twice he went after fastballs, and then this was a no-doubt slider from Sergio Romo, and it turned out it was his first sombrero. 4 strikeouts. But Madison Bumgarner was striking out a lot of people yesterday. He was as good as we've seen him.
Even with that, he's still hitting .407. Loves that first pitch. And he takes totally away from the target, and he gets a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, mark that down. He can't hit a hanging slider.
Yeah.
Larry Vanover, the plate umpire, he's got a low zone. It can go wide on both sides of the plate. You'll see some weird strikes, and it can be inconsistent.
0-2. To the rest of the umpires, Gorman, Gonzalez, and Randazzo from first to third. Adrian Gonzalez to follow. Hero set up way off the plate. And it's very high at 93, so it's 1-2.
Tried to reach back. We've seen Godin's velocity be up around 93, 94 miles per hour a lot. I mean, he's got a speed that he'll cruise with right around 90, 91. And he also has a speed that he can reach back with and try and add like he just did there in a 2-strike count.
Got him.
Good hard slider, and he gets him to chase. Starts it right in the outside corner. And another swing and miss strikeout for Mr. Puig. Take a look at the compact motion. Really gets out front the way you're supposed to be. That's our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
Here's Gonzalez at 296. 13 home runs, 53 runs batted in. And that rolls to the backstop. It's 2-0.
2 different fastballs, though. A 4-seam fastball just missing outside. Then he changes grip. He throws a 2-seam. And in Chad Godin's mind, those are completely 2 different pitches. 2-seam and a 4-seam fastball. Big movement he gets off of the 2-seamer, which runs hard away from a left-handed hitter. And I think when young pitchers start to mess around with changing the grips of the fastball, they have to have in their mind that they are 2 different pitches, because they are.
There's a belt-high strike. Hanley Ramirez on deck.
The hottest Dodger, Hanley Ramirez.
Same spot, 3-2.
So a little protest there. from Adrian Gonzalez. Thought that changeup was high.
Hit into the gap. Pence over, and Pence makes the running catch on the dive. And that'll end the inning. So Bruce Bochy asking for energy, and he gets it from Hunter Pence. Headed for the alleyway. Triples alley. Maybe not. Nice play. Giants are coming up. To you by Coors Light. It'll be Torres, Scudero, and then Sandoval. There's 6 RBIs against Kershaw. How about that? Tied for second, most of any batter. How about 3 today? It'll be Posey, Pence, and Arias. Gillespie will hit 7th in his Quiros in Godin.
On the hill today for the Dodgers will be the left-hander Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw, 6'3", 225-pounder. 25 years old. He's a 5-year veteran. This is his 9th start of the year. This is what he has done. 7-5 with a 1.93 ERA. Dodgers have not scored a lot for him. They've averaged 3.1 runs a game for him. And he still has managed 7 wins, 126 strikeouts against 33 walks. He's got 4 pitches he can strike out with. A fastball that he will 2 and 4 seam. That'll go low to mid-90s. Big over-the-top curveball. One of the best in the game. Hard slider and a changeup.
Torres hitting 266. And he's going to take a first pitch strike at 91. Torres 1 for 2 on Friday. Went 1 for 4 yesterday. Now his numbers against Kershaw, if you don't want to hear them, then cover your ears. 2 for 31 with 11 strikeouts.
So it makes him do. Whacked one off his foot.
I think that's about the 5th time in a row you've said that when I gave you Torres' numbers against Kershaw.
You got, if you're Torres, I mean, how else are you going to look at it? You have to think, well, he owes me some hits.
12 strikeouts and 3 pitches. Barry Bonds is here.
In the house. Looks like he's having fun. In great shape. Been riding a lot of bicycle. He averages about 50 to 75 miles a day.
That's good to him.
I'll say.
Here's Scudero. Scudero looks at a strike, hitting 311. 7 for 20 lifetime against Kershaw. By the way, the All-Star Marco Scudero. Lines this one into left field, a base hit. So the Giants with a rally against Kershaw.
Well, he's been so dominant against him, especially here. Had crowd is around it. Let's check out the defense behind Kershaw today. Starting in the outfield, from left to right, it'll be Crawford, Ethier, and Puig. That's your outfield. Best arm in right field. Ramirez and Uribe on the left side of the infield. Ellis and Gonzalez on the right side. A.J. Ellis will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Sandoval at 263. 10 for 39 against Kershaw with a couple of doubles. Outside, out of the stretch for the first time, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Two hits in the series for Pablo Sandoval. On that breaking ball, a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kershaw's got the kind of stuff that you really have to be aggressive with early in the count, because if you get into a 2-strike with the 4 pitches that he has and the 4 ways he can strike you out, it could be a rough 2-strike at bat.
Popped up. Ellis.
Well, time now for McDonald's True Stories of this day in Giants history. We go back to July 7, 2010. That's when Rush rookie Buster Posey hit 2 homers, including his first grand slam in his career in a San Francisco Giant rout. 15-2 over the Brewers. Tim Lincecum strikes out 10 in a 7-inning outing, and the Giants were going to win that ball game. I remember that. That was a good one.
It really was. Posey hitting .309. 9 for 41, a couple of doubles and a home run against Kershaw. Inside corner, and it's 0-1. Just now found out that was a called strike as he turns back to Larry Vanover.
Well, you're going to see a lot of rubbernecking too, because as I mentioned, Vanover's got a low strike zone, but it's wide on both sides of the plate. So that pitch Buster clearly thought was inside. Guys will be rubbernecking a lot today. And that's the kind of strike zone it is. And it's no guarantee you're going to get that pitch again if you throw it in the same spot. So it can be inconsistent.
Pence to follow. Scudero with a 1-out single, now 2 down at first. Big gap for Buster Posey between Gonzalez and Ellis. Also, Hanley Ramirez now against another right-handed hitter, really playing all these right-handed hitters to pull.
Big hole up the middle.
A 1-2.
But so much of Kershaw's stuff comes in at you hard if you're a right-handed hitter, and it's an easy pitch to pull. So a lot of where they position the infielders on the left side of the field not only has to do with the hitter's tendencies, but with Kershaw's tendencies.
High and tight to Posey, 2-2. Scudero jockeying back and forth at first base. Kershaw ready up. As he looks in, he gets the sign. Curveball hit to, and Ramirez juggled it, recovers in time to get Scudero, and that'll end the inning. Second inning coming up. No score. All right, Mets are in town. They'll be here tomorrow, and that's a 7:15 start. So is the Wednesday game, or the Tuesday game. The Wednesday game's at 12:45. So come on out to the yard, check out the Mets. The only time you'll see them this year, go to sfgiants.com. What a beautiful shot that is. So here's Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez rips the first pitch towards Triple's alley, and Pence is not going to catch this one. Ramirez on a low fly is going to go for 3, and he should make this, and he does. So Ramirez opens this inning up with a 3-bagger.
And it really is how you're supposed to hit a fastball away from him. You talk about dialed. I mean, that's on the outside corner, but it's at the belt. The movement coming back into him and just stays right on it through the right center field gap. And this is a hitting instructor's dream right here. And with the speed that Ramirez has, once it gets into Triple's alley here, that's an easy take of 3.
So Ramirez at third. Here's Andre Ethier. Ethier hitting .261 with 5 home runs, 25 driven in. Giants will play the infield back. And Godin with a called strike to Ethier. If you can get Ethier here without Ramirez scoring, then you can really go for the strikeout with Uribe. But this is a tough out right now. Andre Ethier. Off the end of the bat, Torres coming in, and he's not going to catch it. So a triple and a single, and it's 1-0 Los Angeles. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, how about some good news? An injury update. Santiago Casilla, he's going to throw an inning today and tomorrow with Fresno. He could be activated this week. And Ryan Vogelsong throwing from 75 feet today, threw about 60, 65 throws. He's going to throw from 105 feet tomorrow. He could pitch off a mound by the end of this week as well. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Nice to have you back. It's been a while since we did a Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area game from this booth. Here's Uribe. Uribe hitting .275. His big night was Friday night when he went 3 for 5. 7 RBIs. He missed the cycle by not hitting a single. So Ethier aboard at first, a triple and a single. And it's down and away, staying away from Uribe. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Fastball changeup, both pitches that he can get the ground ball with. Really, all the pitches that Godin has, he keeps those 3, the fastball, the changeup, and the slider down around the knees. He gets balls hit on the ground.
Uribe thinking about a bunt. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
As hot as he has been, he puts the ball on a bunt. He's doing you a favor.
Outfield straightaway against Juan Uribe. Ethier with a short lead. Swing and a miss. Ethier goes. The throw down to second. And Ethier is toast. Had to be a hit and run because Ethier's jump was terrible.
And when you are in a hit and run, as a base runner, you have to make sure that the pitcher goes home. And we're going to make it our 4th right choice. And Godin is very good. He's quick out of the stretch. One of the quicker of the Giants pitchers. And all you have to do for Quiroz or Buster Posey is give them a little bit of a chance. And Quiroz going down backhand, come up a high release, straight throw right through to Scudero, and that's how you do it.
Scudero's got it. Slides, gets up, throws.
That's a move that he's perfected. Scudero, not a big guy. At times he'll look quite acrobatic going through ground balls, especially to his left, where when he catches it, he'll go right into a slide, 360, come up to a a balanced position and then very easily throw the ball out.
Really, Mike having some back issues, and I'm watching him after he makes the play, and he's not comfortable, nor is he 100%. Here's Ellis.
He's had a hip problem that has caused some back problems, and there you are. He's taking inventory right now. Full extension down on that hip. And now you start seeing, all right, where do I hurt?
There's a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. A lot of plays. Got a crooked little finger, probably for life. It tells us he's got one leg shorter than the other, which creates the hip problems. But all through that, he leads the Giants to a world championship last year, amongst others. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that'll do it. Dodgers on the board first. Giants are coming up 1-0 LA.
Brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company.
Well, log on to csnbayarea.com and click on Giants In-Game Live, presented by Chevron. You can enhance the in-game experience for your computer, smartphone, or tablet. Follow the action on the diamond like never before. Giants In-Game Live, presented by Chevron, only at csnbayarea.com.
Hunter Pence laying in the weeds. Fouls this one down the left field line.
And for a guy you've had problems with, I mean, even a loud strike can give you a little confidence.
Yeah, if I had Hunter Pence 2 for 32, I'd use somebody else's bats. I'd do something different. High, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, he's going with the 1 batting glove.
Fouls this one out of play. We've seen Hunter Pence against Kershaw do a lot of that. Just not put the ball in play, but have good swings and foul him out of play. Now you're in dire straits, 1-2.
Good balance in that swing. Panda freaks and giraffe. Pandas, freaks, and giraffe. Oh my. Pandas, freaks, and giraffes. Oh my. I'm with you. Wizard of Odd fan.
Took 3 shots at it and you got it.
Had to figure that out.
It's taken me about 12.
Well, the key was oh my.
Out of play.
Excellent emergency swing.
Vince fouled so many off. Larry Vanover just ran out of baseballs.
Well, at what point do you just go to the manager and say, I can't hit this guy? Never. So,
yeah,
you know, you got to figure it out.
Well, there's a difference between a guy that's a singles hitter and a guy that can pop one out. Because as a manager, you're thinking, well, he's going to eventually run into one.
Well, in the 32 at bats that he's had, he struck out 7 times.
On the ground to short. Ramirez has it. His throw is low, but there for Gonzalez. 1 out. Here's our Coors Light cold hard facts. Lowest career ERA against the Giants since 1958. Well, Clayton Kershaw's on top. And some big names: Don Wilson, Jim Bunning, Steve Rogers, and Jerry Koosman. Here's Joaquin Arias. Arias slices this one foul.
See the pregame ritual of stretching that Kershaw will have.
We did that in high school. We did that one.
Well, I mean, yoga.
Didn't work for me. Down the right field line, foul. And it's 0-2.
I like the opposite field approach from Arias. But it's pretty commonplace. I mean, guys now, the way they stay in shape. I mean, and Major League Baseball continues to evolve. You get strength coaches, and conditioning coaches, yoga coaches. Guys will try anything, and they work out extremely hard all year long. You see more and more yoga coming into the game.
Arias chops it foul. See what his numbers are against Kershaw.
Let's check them out. 1 for 16, 3 strikeouts. So at least he's putting the ball in play. Sooner or later, one of those balls is going to find a hole.
Absolutely. On the ground to third. Uribe has it. 2 outs. And here's Cole Gillespie. Gillespie started against Ryu on Friday and went 0 for 4. Doesn't waste any time as he pops this one out of play.
I don't think A.J. Ellis, the Dodger catcher, ever saw that ball.
I don't believe he did.
And as a catcher, you turn around and look up, you're looking right into the sun. And I think Cole Gillespie's got the good approach.
Good too. Get after it.
Look for something to hit. Launch. Watch Ellis. Yeah, no chance. Where is it? No clue.
Left center field, Ethier moving over, and that'll end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Kershaw, and it'll be Mark Ellis to bat first.
Aerial coverage of today's game brought to you by the Minions Flying the Despicable Imp and Universal's animated comedy Despicable Me 2, now playing everywhere.
Ellis, Kershaw, Crawford facing Chad Godin. 1-0 Dodgers. Ellis, who's never had a hit against Chad Godin, former teammates, takes a strike, hitting .256. He's 0 for 8 against Godin. Lines this one. Torres is going to track it down. So Ellis hits it on the nose, and here's Kershaw.
Not a bad hitter. Hit his first big league home run this year on opening day against the Giants. That broke up a 0-0 tie ball game. I was surprised when I found out it was his first home run. When you look at his swing, which is good, and he's a big guy, 6'3", 225.
Hit it to center field.
Yeah. Dodgers did. You got to earn those.
Carl Crawford on deck, third inning. Fouls it back, 1-2. He was off of George Contos. This is what it looked like.
Right out over the middle of the plate, and this surprised everybody, including Clayton Kershaw. And Magic Johnson was digging it.
1-2 pitch. Kershaw chops this one to Arias. Arias to Posey, 2 outs. And here's Carl Crawford. Crawford bounced out to Scutero to open up the ball game. Crawford takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Crawford got off to a great start. Had the injury. Now trying to get his swing back. Sandoval in on the grass at third. Look out, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I may have failed to mention in the scouting report that Chad Godin not afraid to come inside. Get off my plate.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Crawford lifetime against Godin has hit the cycle off of him. He's doubled, tripled, he's homered. He's got 5 hits and 12 at bats. 13 with the at bat in the first.
Just a wee bit outside, says Larry Vanover, the plate umpire.
And he's right.
Nice job of trying to frame that ball in from Guillermo Quiros.
3-2. Godin hadn't walked anybody. He's got a couple of strikeouts. Struck out Puig in the first and Ellis, A.J. Ellis in the second. Payoff pitch. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Heroes, Godin, Torres coming up.
SFN Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEPINS.com.
Well, Giants fans, you have the final say, and you can vote for Hunter Pitts as the final National League All-Star. Go to sfgiants.com/vote and cast your 2013 All-Star Game final vote. Or on your mobile device, text N4 to 89269 to vote for Hunter Pitts. And Hunter Pitts, the All-Star Game in New York. Voting ends at 1 p.m. on Thursday, July 11th.
Guillermo Quiroz waiting, and he drives it into left center field. And this is going to fall, and it's going to hit the wall. And Guillermo Quiroz has got a double.
Jump on him early.
Absolutely.
And Quiroz not waiting around. A fastball challenge. A lot of times the best pitchers are going to get in that strike zone early and try and get that 0-1 advantage. It might be the best pitch to hit, and Quiroz taking advantage of that. And he rifles that thing through the gap. And he is fired up. Why not?
The Dodgers now are going to go over the bunt plays on the pitcher's mound. Ellis is going, didn't we do this in spring training?
We do have a few looks of confusion out there.
So Godin will try to get Quiroz over to third. Down low. Ramirez had snuck in behind Quiroz. Kershaw elected to go home.
Well, after all that conversation, they blew the play.
Yeah, the pickoff play was on.
Pickoff play was on, and Kershaw completely pitched with Hanley Ramirez, the shortstop, out of position.
Well, maybe the play is to just go behind the runner and not throw there.
Now the bunt should go down the third base line. So far, they've had Ramirez breaking the bag at second twice.
And that's popped foul and over the backstop.
There is pressure on Godin here because Quiroz at second does not run well.
No, and you saw the play. Ramirez is not covering third.
And the Giants saw it too. If that ball got put on the ground and Quiroz broke to second, he'd have been out by 20 feet. And that would have been one of a good bunt. So I think the message from Flannery is if you see it again, swing.
He does, and he taps it foul.
Chad Godin does not have a big league knock. He's 0 for lifetime. Bunt. Short meeting. That's a one-word meeting right there.
Yep. So a leadoff double. And that'll do it. So all that for a strikeout. So here's Andres Torres. Torres struck out looking in the first. And this is going to get away, and Quiroz is going to make the third anyway.
Man, that's as good as a bunt. So everything is as it should be. One out, runner at third.
Well, the way Torres is swinging against Kershaw, if I'm Torres and if I'm Quiroz, I'm looking for a squeeze. I mean, I get that Quiroz doesn't run very well, and the infield's playing in. And it would have to be perfect.
Well, you're right. And it gets back to the one thing you're talking about, and that's how Torres is swinging against Kershaw, and he hasn't swung well. And this is a pure strikeout situation for a great strikeout pitcher.
Catching will be Ethier, running will be Heroes. And this game is tied. Nice at bat from Andres Torres.
Boy, all set. And those are things you have to do if you're going to beat a pitcher like Kershaw.
Absolutely.
And that's getting it done. And Andres Torres going back to the Giants dugout, getting the Heroes welcome, and he earned it. So the leadoff double pays off for the Giants because of a great at bat from Andres Torres.
A wild pitch.
Big 90-foot gift.
I mean, if you're going to get a gift like that, then you have to cash in. Scudero singled in the first. Here he takes a pitch wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
He's a Marco Scudero fan.
He'll have that on a week from Tuesday night. You watch.
Yes, he will. All-Star night? Yes, he will.
So Scudero just very happy standing there taking pitches.
He has no chance of swinging at this.
3-1.
And he might take another one.
There's a Vinny fan.
That's the guy's got a tattoo of Scully on his arm. That's awesome.
Three and two.
It's time for Dodger
Well, I haven't seen a Blake Tappy tattoo yet, but when I do, then I'll really be impressed.
Out to center field. Side retired.
I think I'm going to get a Blake Tappy tattoo.
Just don't tell me where you're going to put it.
See your favorite now.
And I've never been there before. Feel like I kind of at the end of my career, and to get to live the experience is special.
It is a special experience. It's one you never forget.
Here's Yasiel Puig. Puig struck out. Here he lines this one into center field, a base hit, and Torres will get to it. Well, if you're not perfect on that first pitch, he's going to hit it hard.
Been doing it all since he's got up. Well, time for our AT&T trivia question. If you think you know your answer, go to CSN Giants and give us what you think the answer is. Name the 3 catchers in Giants history besides Buster Posey to make consecutive All-Star games. It's a good question.
Here's Gonzalez, who lined out to Pence, who made a great play to end the first. At the knees, and it's 0-1. And the Ramirez to follow. And tight.
Change up, and all of a sudden Quiroz wants to come out and talk about it.
Giants looking for a double play with Arias and Scudero at double play depth. Everybody else straight away. He's got 4 steals on the year. He's been caught twice. I doubt they'll have him go here. I'd like to give Gonzalez a shot to hit that hole between Posey and Scudero. Now he goes, and Quiroz' throw is not in time.
Well, the ball one-hopped Arias, and Arias had to raise his glove up to catch the one-hop, and that was the window of opportunity.
Yep.
The glove comes up, and Puig gets right underneath it.
So it's 2-1 to Gonzalez.
And now it becomes a strikeout situation for Chad Godin with a runner at second, nobody out. And you better pay close attention to Puig because he will try and steal third.
Two and two.
Take a look at the jump from Puig. And boy, you remind yourself, this guy's 6'3", 235. He's a big man. And he gets to acceleration point quickly.
Gillespie better be ready because he will try to tag. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, Dwayne and Mike, as you well know, special things happen at AT&T Park every game. And we wanted to share one with fans at home. Just moments ago on the scoreboard, a message was shared by Mark Redondo, who dedicated this message to his co-worker who lost his son 2 years ago in Afghanistan. Corporal Gerald C. Verbeek was killed in action on June 21st, 2011. Freedom isn't free. Truer words could not be spoken. We are thinking of the Verbeek family today, every day, and thank you, Mark Redondo, for sharing it. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Hanley Ramirez, who tripled in the second. Down the left field line. Fair or foul? Foul. That's a big fly right there.
Wow. I'll tell you what, you look at a guy who gets hot, who's got power, and you're looking at what is the purest thing in baseball from a hitter's perspective, a guy that can put power numbers up and hit for high average. And Hanley Ramirez is so locked in right now. He does not take a swing where he loses his back leg and gets off balance or reach. He is on every speed you throw him.
I think Tim Wallach made a bit of a beef, and they want to look at it.
Saw a foul pole home run from Hanley Ramirez against Mike Kickham when the Giants opened up the last homestand. No, it's not close. So we're going to have a little Quiroz foul ball. That's what they should have asked.
I mean, we need to talk to Mr. Seeley. We can tell them right now whether it was fair or foul. They don't even have to have the umpires look at it.
Well, I think the best situation possible for instant replay is to have the suggested fifth umpire sitting up in the booth, watching the game, watching the same feed, the same replays, and just have the plate umpire look up at him and have the guy from the booth go yay or nay. I mean, it's that quick. We see the replay. We see that it's obviously foul. We could have gone.
Look, if it's an expense issue, I'll chip in. I will.
Beautiful swing. Just looking foul. Not by much. And I think maybe from Tim Wallach's perspective, he thought that may have gone over the top of the foul pole.
Well, then he needs a pair of new glasses.
So now,
what do you think Hanley Ramirez thinks it is?
He's thinking it's foul.
He's standing in the batter's box.
He's never left. He knows the deal. Meanwhile, the umpires are going to have a couple of sandwiches, go to the bathroom, call home. So we have to wait. Completely unnecessary.
And look what it does to your starting pitcher.
Here we go. They're back. And we will have the final verdict here in a few seconds.
Look you're right. Brian Gorman's got mustard on his shirt.
I mean, it's hard to eat a hot dog in 30 seconds, but he killed two of them.
So it goes as a 5-minute to 8-minute long strike. And it's 0-1 to Hanley Ramirez. Scudero keeping Puig as close to second as he can without giving up a whole lot of ground in the infield. Inside, misses, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Got to keep the ball down now. You've got an open base here, and it really is not the end of the world if this guy gets walked, as hot as he is. I mean, it's one of those situations you talk about before the series in a team meeting with pitchers and catchers. Don't let the hot hand beat you, and this is that situation where you have an open base. And Bruce Bochy, I mean, he could intentionally walk the guy, but when you have a veteran out there, and as you pointed out, Godin is an 8-year guy. He knows how to handle the situation.
Two balls and 1 strike. Ramirez doesn't like being pitched inside.
Does not.
That's 2 fastballs in. Let's see if they go 3 fastballs in. Ramirez is going to take all the way. It's 3-1. Which is a bit odd. Wade with his lead at second.
That was a throw that he did not have to make.
Well, I think once he started, he said, I'm going to follow through on it. And now Don Madden's going to say, look, doesn't the infielder have to be a little bit closer to the bag?
Well, he had some success yesterday when he came out there and talked about a lineup card. The Giants had hit out of order, so he's going to keep coming some more. He's saying he cannot throw to an unoccupied base, and that is a rule. And they're saying that with Scudo not going to the bag, that's an unoccupied base. Therefore, that should be a balk. You do that at first base, it is a balk.
Yes, it is. Now Puig's going to go. There's the throw to third, and guess what? They got him. As Mattingly spins around in the dugout and takes a walk.
Well, you got to know the situation, and they are talking about how young this guy is and how he's going to learn to play up here. And the Giants fans are letting Mr. Puig know about it. This is not a smart play. And a perfect throw, and look at the tag. And Sandoval knows there's going to be some contact here, and he's built for contact.
See you later. And that'll end the inning.
Swing and a miss, and an absolute strike from Quiros, and the momentum of this game just changed.
Disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
All right, it's time to ask and answer our AT&T trivia question. The question today, name the 3 catchers in Giants history besides Buster Posey to make consecutive All-Star games. Mercer Bassett, Harry Denning, Walker Cooper, and Tom Haller. I'm 0 for 3.
Hey, and Tom Haller is the reason you and I are sitting here.
Thank you, Tom, wherever you are.
Tom traded many, many players for a couple of broadcasters.
Worked out good.
Sandoval swings and misses. You won a few games, including 20 in 1 year, but eventually this is where you ended up. Of course, I had a campaign for that, by the way.
You were a natural.
No, I had a campaign for you.
Oh, that's true. Thank you, by the way.
Hit foul on the ground. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Sandoval popped out to Ellis in the first inning. Pitches outside, 1-2. Shoots this one. Ramirez to his left. He will throw in time as Gonzalez stays on the bag. 1 out. Again, Ramirez shading Sandoval to pull. So if you can get one up the middle, you got a shot of a base hit.
I love the blimp shots and the 360 here from Ramirez. Slightly up the line. You saw a nice stretch there from Adrian Gonzalez. You just, as beautiful as this ballpark and this city is, you just don't ever get tired of it.
Buster Posey takes a high strike. Bounced out to Ramirez in the first inning. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Hunter Pence to follow. Off the backstop.
Go back to June 26th, and this is the only home run that any Giant has against Kershaw that's in the dugout today. Brett Pill is the only other Giant that has done that.
Hooks this one right at Tim Flannery. Yadier Molina, who's banged up right now, he will start for the National League. Buster Posey is backup. Pretty good numbers by those two.
Now they also finished number 1 and 2 in the overall voting.
Foul.
National League will definitely be well represented in the catching position. Interesting, at this point there are only 2 catchers on the National League team. And if Molina is not 100%, it figures that Posey is going to catch a lot of that All-Star game.
Down low, 2-2. So Posey trying to reach for Pence, and then Arias and Gillespie. A sacrifice fly by Andres Torres has knocked in the only run for the Giants. And that came in the third. Here's the 2-2 to Posey. Posey gets underneath this one to left as Crawford will battle the Sun. 2 outs.
He just got under it. See him use the glove to shadow the eyes. So sunglasses, shade, whatever you can do to get a purchase of where that ball is. Not an easy sky for outfielders right now. Center and left are really at a disadvantage.
Sweet spot. Here's Pence. Pence pops this one into shallow right field. Who's it going to be? it's going to be Puig, and that'll end the inning. So Kershaw goes to the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Giants. It remains 1-1.
Night here at the Yard. Your special event package will include a ticket to the game versus the Cubs, access to the social media night pregame party, and a collector's edition Marco Scutero rain globe depicting the final moments of the 2012 NLCS Game 7. For tickets, call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/special events. You must purchase a special event ticket to receive the Marco Scutero rain globe.
Here's Ethier, who knocked in a run with a bloop single to center field in the second inning. He skies this one into left center field. It will either be Gillespie or Torres, and Torres will make the catch on one pitch, one out, and that'll bring up Uribe. So far it's playing out like we thought. A very close game.
Well, I think that kind of rocked Uribe a bit. He's up there concentrating, staring at his shadow a little bit, trying to get cool, walking the box, and all of a sudden somebody goes, "Look out!"
Yeah,
not expecting that.
Godin wanted a new baseball. I saw in winter ball, Enos Cabell hit that out of the park.
Really?
And the people were screaming like, "All right!" It's like, no. He wanted a new ball. He hit it out of the park. It didn't count.
Winter ball, what a glorious time.
1 ball and 1 strike.
You went to Venezuela 3 years. I went to Puerto Rico 1 year. A lot of fun.
Uribe. I say he went around. It's 1-2. Is Godin really trying to hit that inside corner, or maybe just miss a little bit?
See a check swing here? Oh, absolutely he will. But winter ball's not for everybody.
Got him.
Beautiful. Now, that's great pitching with the fastball. Fastball to start the inning with a 2-seamer on the outside corner. Then he goes 2-seam inside corner. Then he finishes them off with a 4-seam fastball on the outside corner. And I mean perfect location. I tell you, if you're a young pitcher, you really watch these guys who pitch well with the fastball, and Chad Godin is outstanding with it. We watched that game in Cincinnati when Homer Bailey no-hit the Giants. That's about as good as you can pitch with a fastball. Of course, it helps when you're throwing 97.
Here's A.J. Ellis, who struck out in the second. Here he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
That strikeout for Godin, by the way, was number 5.
2-0. Right back to Godin, who kicks it around, but he'll recover. An 8-pitch fifth inning for Chad Godin. Joaquin Arias will lead things off. It's a 1-1 ball game.
Landis got a chance to hang out with the Rigetti family, Rags himself. He is on a mission, gentlemen, and it's pretty awesome. He is riding his bike to all 30 baseball stadiums across the country to raise money for those who could benefit from a cochlear implant. Now, why is this important to Rags? His daughter, one of his triplets, Nicolette, actually has a cochlear implant. It improved her hearing by 80%. You can find out more. Just log on to jacobsride.com. It's a fabulous cause. Dwayne?
All right. That's fantastic. Here's Arias, who bounced out to third. He's 0 for 1. And he swings and fouls the first fastball back and out of play. Arias, Gillespie, Key Rose. Kershaw with 54 pitches. And that just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Arias trying to reach here to lead off the 5th. And this is going to be out of play. And it's 1-2. The Giants will welcome in the Mets tomorrow. The Dodgers will travel to Arizona. They will take on the D-backs, the first place D-backs, who are winning, by the way, today. They're shutting out Colorado 4-0. That game in the 4th. So it'll be a 3-game series, Dodgers and D-backs. Here's the 1-2 to Arias. And Arias chases that breaking ball, but he stays alive.
Well, that's the one that Kershaw wants you to swing at. And it's hard to lay off it because it's so big. By the time you commit to it, you're trying to golf something off your shoe tops.
Here's the 1-2. A little low. By the way, just in case people are interested, that Tuesday game, Ian Kennedy will be facing the Dodgers for the first time since the brawl.
Interesting.
Arias rolls this one to Ramirez. And Ramirez throws out Arias.
Well, aerial coverage of today's game brought to you by the Minions Flying, the Despicablimp, and Universal's animated comedy Despicable Me 2, now playing everywhere.
Gillespie swung at the first pitch and hit a fly ball to center field in the second. Great shot above AT&T Park. Kershaw not getting that pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. I would have to say the Dodgers are going to be a wee bit fired up Tuesday night. And tight 2-0.
Well, I think Ian Kennedy will be into it.
I think Ian Kennedy will be fired up Tuesday night. Wrapped, backhanded by Uribe. Here's his throw. Nice play.
He has played a very solid third base in this series. Not much has gotten by him. You get a left-hander with a big curveball like Kershaw. If you're a third baseman, you're going to see some flames. Giants fans remember just how good Uribe's arm is. It's exceptional. Lots of time. Got him by a bunch.
Heroes doubled and scored in the third.
Yeah, good at bat by Gillespie.
Well, Gillespie did what, if you can, you should try to do against everybody, and that's get ahead in the count. And he did. This would be fouled down the right field line. It's a ball and a strike. Godin is waiting on deck. Foul back, 1-2.
Good pitch to hit.
I think he got a bit of a hanger.
And you don't really see that many hangers from Kershaw with his breaking stuff. He usually misses down.
And that'll do it. Strikeout number 3 for Kershaw. We will head to the 6th, where Mark Ellis will lead things up. Our solar company electrifying play of the week, couple from yesterday, and both Pablo Sandoval. Here Sandoval is going to cut down the runner at home with a fine throw to Buster Posey and then to his left. He goes a long way and he makes the play. And that's our Solar Company electrifying plays of the week. Sandoval, remember, he had his foot in a boot for a while on this past road trip and showing signs that he's moving around a lot better.
A lot better. Starting to show up in his swings at the plate, too.
Here's Ellis. Ellis against Godin lined out to Andres Torres to lead off the third inning. Kershaw to follow. And this is a pop-up over by the on-deck circle. Quiroz will come over, and he'll straddle that short fence, and it's out of play.
I'm not sure how much of that ball he ever really saw.
Where Ellis used to play in the Oakland Coliseum, had 4 infielders caught that ball.
That's an easy out. Foul territory between the dugouts and the foul lines. About twice that of the foul line area here.
Out of play to make it 1-2.
But I mean, this is definitely not a ballpark that favors the hitter.
Well, yeah, once you put it between the lines.
The hitters do have that one advantage, the small foul area.
Got him.
Good hard slider. I'll tell you one thing he's done with his slider there. He has not missed location-wise. When he gets a 2-strike advantage on you, start that thing in the outside corner and just let it die. Strikeout number 6 for Godin. 5 by swing and missed strike threes.
And here's Kershaw, who bounced out to Arias in the third.
Hey, the Mad Hatter's here.
Is he here or is that outside the park?
Well, he's outside the park, but he's close.
He's here. He's in the area.
Yeah. You didn't know the Mad Hatter was a Giants fan, did you?
Did not.
He got a bit of a boiler, too.
Kershaw down the left field line and out of play. One ball and 1 strike to Kershaw. Crawford to follow. Out of play, 1-2. Quiroz set up out over the plate. And it comes low and in. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that's 71 pitches now for Chad Godin.
Well, Bruce Bochy was asked today about that very thing. Godin is on the disabled list. Is he going to have an 80-pitch limit? He said no.
See you later. 2 down, and here's Carl Crawford.
Godin had worked his arm strength up to the 100-pitch level. And let's watch the payoff pitch here. Breaking ball. Boop. Little pitcher strike.
Yeah, a little bit.
You should get pitcher strike against pitchers. But Bruce Bochy said no. He kept him stretched out on the disabled list.
Scudero. Crawford out on 1 pitch. Godin will lead things off. Then it'll be Torres, Scudero, Sandoval, Posey, and Pence when we come back. The next series for the Dodgers is going to be in Arizona, and this is what happened. Part of the reason it's going to be a spirited match. Ian Kennedy had hit Puig, and then Greinke hit Montero, and then Kennedy hit Greinke right very close to the head. He hit him in the shoulder, and then all heck broke loose, and we had suspensions. And see Eric Hinsky in the middle of it, number 22. Here's where he gets wrapped by Puig. Bang!
And everybody in baseball, like, well, wait a second. Puig just hit a guy in the back of the head. How does he not get suspended? And he did not. And the Arizona people were very upset about the ruling on the fight. There were a lot of guys that were missing a lot of games, including both managers.
Here's Godin. Now, one of the reasons may have been that the powers that be saw Puig get hit in the nose, in the face, and figured maybe he was allowed one shot. But he's the guy that got it, and he's no longer with Arizona anymore. He got released. 2-0 Godin, 2-0. See if he takes a pitch here. 3-0 to Godin. See if he takes a pitch here.
He'll take 3, I think. Remember, Godin does not have a big league hit. He is 0 for career.
Now he's got to shrink here.
Right there. And the old take sign, it's on.
That's ball 4. All right, anytime there's a walk to the pitcher, we go to Amy G.
Well, Dwayne and Mike, you guys have been talking about All-Stars all game, so let's give the fans a recap. Giants All-Stars. Buster Posey was voted in by the players. Madison Bumgarner, Marco Scutaro, first-time All-Stars chosen by Bruce Bochy, who will be managing the All-Star team. And Hunter Pence made the final 5 for the final vote. Make sure you vote for him. And also, gentlemen, Bruce Bochy making no secret about it that he'd like to get Sergio Romo on that team. There's a good shot if some of those starting pitchers throw on Sunday before the game, they will not be eligible to play, and Bruce could slate Romo in there, guys.
All right, Amy, here's a strike to Andres Torres. Yeah, a lot could happen between now and Sunday evening. Torres a sacrifice fly in the third. His job, put the ball in play. And it's 0-2.
Now that is really one of the jobs. It's absolutely 100% thankless, and that is being the manager of the All-Star team. We had no idea until we had a chance to watch Bruce Bochy the last couple of years get to be the manager twice after the Giants won the World Championships.
Double play ball. 4-6-3. Here's Scutaro. Well, here's the graphic on the first-time All-Star Marco Scutaro. So the hitting streak. Robbie Thompson and Jeff Kent, the other second baseman to make the All-Star team in the San Francisco era. By the way, if you're wondering, yeah, I did say 4-6-3. It went 6-4-3.
I wrote it down 4-6-3 just because you said that.
Yep. The power I have over you against the Dodgers. And that pitch just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
But just to finish that point about Bruce Bochy and what he's had to do, I mean, he hasn't had a moment's peace for the last 2 weeks trying to figure this out.
He is not. Can't tell you how many times we've been in his presence when somebody walks into his office and he'll say, "Hey, you want to make out the National League All-Star team for me?" And everybody says the same thing. Nope, we're good. 3-1 to Scutaro with Sandoval on deck.
And the other thing, too, that you don't even think about is that you are going to touch base with every manager in the National League. Everyone is going to call and make a case for one of his guys. And as the manager, I mean, you owe it to the other managers to call him back and hear the plea.
Scudero took a step. No beef, however, from him.
3-1 challenge. And we have seen some high strikes today from Van Over. That's not the first time.
Scudero lifts it out to Andre Ethier. And that'll end the inning. The leadoff walk to Godin. Nothing. 7th inning coming up. Toyota dealer. It's been a Kershaw Godin day here at the park. Both have pitched extremely well. Pitch count's about the same for both. And Ramirez has a triple. He's also scored a run in this game. And Guillermo Quiroz has scored the only run for the Giants. He has thrown out 2 base stealers. And it'll be Yasiel Puig to lead things off, followed by Gonzalez and then Ramirez. So you can call this the toughest spot in the lineup for any pitcher. Godin will go after Puig, who singled in the 4th inning. Loves that first pitch, and he swings and misses on a fastball away. No balls and 1 strike.
Godin is very confident with that fastball. He does not back down.
Hero setting now inside to Puig. And it's 0-2.
Right above the hands. And you can go right back up there again. You can climb a ladder with him with that fastball.
There's probably not going to be a whole lot of adjustment. And you got to get this pitch away. And this has popped up. Quiroz is coming back, and it's out of play.
And that was a hanger. They set that target away with the slider. And it wound up being a pretty good pitch. It looked like a backup above the hands, but generally speaking, this is not a location you want to make a mistake at to a guy with power. And mark my word, he's got power. His batting practice is impressive.
Quiroz wants this pitch down, and he goes around. That's exactly where Quiroz wanted it. 8 strikeout.
Bonds and Kemper here. Take advantage of the count. You're ahead. Go out of the strike zone with a breaking ball. And Puig cannot lay off it. So he gets him to go fishing. Strikeout number 8. 6 by swing and miss, 2 by call.
Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez rolls this one to Scudero. And Scudero makes the play. 2 outs. Hanley Ramirez right now is very dangerous. Missed a home run by 3 feet.
There you see the pitch count. He has been very stingy. 18 pitches in the first inning. That was the only time that he has gone above what Abergetti would like his pitchers to have per inning. Getty likes a guy to have 14 or less.
Godin pitched Ramirez in. Here he goes right at him, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Teammates last year
in Miami.
You know, there's a little rivalry between these two. One ball and 1 strike. Pretty unforgiving on mistakes up. Hanley Ramirez.
And right now, you just have to make good location pitches. You have to say to yourself, I walk him, I walk him. Not going to let him beat me big.
Down the left field line, into the corner, and that's a fair ball. So Ramirez now with a triple and a double. And now the Giants can choose who they'd rather face, Ethier or Uribe.
Well, that ball has got movement coming at him at the inside corner. And I think this is a great example of how dialed he is, because a lot of guys take that movement and they hook it foul. But he's staying inside it and he hits it right down the line. We saw this in a home run that he hit against Mike Kickham in Los Angeles that hit the foul pole. It went right down the line. It never moved. It stayed straight. And when you're swinging good, that's what you do with balls down the line.
So Ethier is going to take the walk. This will be the first walk issued by Chad Godin. Kershaw's only walked 1, and that was Godin to lead off the 6th. Uribe had a hit taken away from him by Scudero in the 2nd, and then Godin struck him out in the 5th.
Jake Dunning getting loose. Go back to game 1 of this series, and it was a career night for Juan Uribe. The 700 yards. Actually, the second time he's done it in his career, but for him to do it against his former team, pretty impressive. 1 hit away from the cycle. He had a double, a triple, and a home run.
Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Coming out of his shoes at the first pitch like a lot of Dodgers.
He's not going to take. Not with the lead run at second base. Blocked by Quiroz. The mask. He throws the mask about 10 feet away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Watch the mask come off. Whoop.
It's almost like a bee got in there. It got out of there so fast. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now it rolls away and Quiroz finds it. It's 2 balls and a strike.
3 pitches, 3 sliders. Going out of the strike zone twice to take advantage of Juan Uribe's tendencies. Uribe laying off the 2 teasers.
He's got a base to play with. A.J. Ellis is on deck. Dunning is in the bullpen. And this is pitch number 89 of the afternoon for Godin. And that rolls away again, and it's now 3-2. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike. I beg your pardon.
That mask is taking a beat right now.
Yes, it is. Whatever Godin has left in the tank, he's coming up with it right here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Out of play, 3-2. 91 in the tank. And now you can do one of 2 things: a high fastball or bounce one, and see if Uribe will swing.
Well, he wants to finish him off right here, but I agree with you. One thing you don't really have to do is get in the strike zone. Take advantage of an aggressive hitter who will expand the zone, especially with runners in scoring position.
Runners go. Ooh, and a foul back.
Well, he went right at him with 91.
So it remains 3-2. Runners go. Got him. He threw him a slider, and that'll end the inning. Perfect pitch. Sandoval, Posey, Pence coming out.
Area is brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Well, on the next homestand, the Giants will take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. It'll be a weekend series, and that's right after the All-Star break. The Saturday game, the first 20,000 fans will receive Giants headphones courtesy of freecreditscore.com. And then on Sunday, the first 7,500 fans, 14 and under, they're going to get a Pablo Sandoval jersey courtesy of Monterey Bay Aquarium. So how do you come out to the park and see the D-backs? Well, you go to sfgiants.com and you get a couple of tickets, and that's what you do. A 1-1 ball game as we head to the Giants half of the 7th inning, and it'll be the Beef, Sandoval, Posey, and Pence. Chad Godin with a season-high strikeouts, 9. How about this pitch, Mike?
Well, 3-2 slider, and again, this is a beautiful pitch to a guy who will expand his zone. You take advantage of that. You throw it down below the strike zone, and you let him go chase it. He had an open base, and that really is an absolutely perfect pitch. And boy, what a day he had. 7 strong innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 run, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, and that's a season high for Godin. And he has matched up with Clayton Kershaw. The Giants going to try and get him a run here, give him a chance to be the winner in this game.
Sandoval is hitless in 2 at-bats. He's popped out And he's bounced out. And here he takes low. So Kershaw now with 81 pitches. Foul back. Sandoval recognized that fastball and he tried to go the other way. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Sandy Rosario getting ready. He will pitch the 8th inning.
2 balls and a strike. Sandoval way out in front, and it's now 2-2.
As long as he keeps trying to pull that breaking ball, he's going to have the same result. He's either going to hit him off his foot or he's yank it foul. Really have to think right center field gap on that breaking ball. Both of the breaking balls from Kershaw, the curveball and the slider. You know, a lot easier said than done, I know.
On the ground to third, where Uribe stays with it. 1 out. We'll look into the city of San Francisco. See more and more tall buildings going up in the city. The last 2 or 3 years, it has hosted a couple of parades. Montgomery and Market in 2010 and All Market in 2012. Here's Posey. And Posey gets hit.
Breaking ball that just kind of ran into him. Gave him nowhere to go. Certainly not what Kershaw had intended. It's not an intentional pitch. You're never going to hit somebody with a breaking ball. You can see that slider. They try to get in at the belt, bore in, and catch him on his arm piece that protects him. So, Giants get a base runner for free.
Here's Pence. Pence is 0 for 2. Down low.
Now, you made a point earlier about a guy who's had ownage on a guy, and that certainly has been the case with Kershaw over Hunter Pence. But when you're pitching against guys in power, and you could have him where he goes 2 for 41.
Absolutely.
But those 2 hits might be home runs. And you know, from Kershaw's, from Hunter Pence's perspective, you know, you swing hard in case you run into one.
Well, he'll do that. Kind of like that, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, you could, as a pitcher, strike a guy out 5 times. If on that 6th time you face him, he hits a home run. In your mind, he beat you.
Posey at first. Skied out to right field for Puig. 2 outs. And here's Arias. Pretty consistent, wouldn't you say?
13, 14 pitches an inning. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty consistent. Next pitch for Kershaw will be number 90.
Arias has rolled out twice. He's had a hard time with that breaking ball. Fouls this one back on a high fastball. 0-1 to Joaquin Arias, bottom of the 7th. And Buster Posey scoots back. Arias trying to extend the inning, get it to Gillespie, who's on deck.
Same shift if they put on all the right-handed hitters. They're doing it again on Arias here.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Henry Ramirez, the shortstop, is about 7 steps out of straightaway shortstop position, so they're really loading up this side. Again, with all the breaking balls and all the stuff that Kershaw has, the movement for the most part will come into a right-handed, and it gets pulled.
Two and 1.
Average speed with Posey at first base, and the ball finds a gap here. Remember, the best arm is in right field with Puig. Not much of an arm at all in left field with Crawford.
Deep to left. Crawford looking up. It's off the bottom of the wall. Into second is Arias. Second and third with 2 down.
Goes down and just golfs this fastball down and in at the knees, and I think when he left the box, he thought he had a chance to get it out of here. The Dodgers really do get a break with that ball coming off. Crawford played up, tear him off the wall like he plays here every day. So no chance for Posey to score.
Any mistake, and maybe you send Buster Posey. So here's Gillespie, who's 0 for 2, but had a nice play by Uribe, took a hit away from him in the 5th. And this is going to get him out of the inning. It's into shallow center field, and it's going to be Ethier, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, 2 left, 8th inning coming up. Highlights, reaction, and analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. It's been 1-1 since the Giants tied it up in the 3rd inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Sandy Rosario has continued to climb up the ladder in that bullpen. This is why 2-0 with a 2.41 ERA. 23 base runners in 18 2/3. Fastball we've seen low to mid-90s. Got a good hard slider and a good changeup. throwing with a lot of confidence.
And it'll be Ellis, and then Kershaw. Ellis 0 for 2 in the game. And he takes a slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. All of a sudden, Mr. Rosario has become very valuable out of that bullpen. Just a bit low.
The other thing too that the Giants like about his fastball is it's not straight. It's got movement. Keeps that thing down around the knees. He gets a lot of ground balls. See Javier Lopez getting heated up.
That's bounced foul as he runs one in, and it's 1-2.
Javier Lopez is thinking about one guy, and that's Carl Crawford, who would hit fourth in this inning.
Blowing away, a breaking ball, 1-2.
Just a final note on Chad Godin, who was absolutely spectacular today. In 5 starts this year, his ERA 2.86. He pitched beautifully today. No signs of rust whatsoever.
Ellis stays alive as he spoiled a good pitch. It remains 2-2.
That outing today by Chad Godin simply said, don't even think about taking me out of this rotation. I'm here. It's my job.
Out of play again.
Looks like Ellis is leaning. Guy leans to cover the outside corner. He's wide open in.
And another 2-2 pitch is hit in the same spot. Maybe caught by the same fan. Certainly within a couple of rows of each other. It remains 2-2.
You couldn't hit a wedge over there 2 times in a row as close as those balls were.
And the fastball high. It's now 3-2.
95-mile-an-hour reach back. And that was his chance to go out of the strike zone up to see if Ellis would follow it. He did not. So now he's got a challenge.
Hit out to Pence. Pence now moves back and he makes the catch. Check in with Amy G.
All right, Dwayne and Mike. Fans are pretty excited about that play. We have a new Amy G's Giants exclusive ready for fans at csnbayarea.com. It's with Ryan Vogelsong. We chatted for a while today. He talks about how he's embraced his role as a sounding board while he's recovering. And we talk about the beard. Find out why it's there and when it might come off. csnbayarea.com. Amy G's Giants exclusive with Ryan Vogelsong. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Ryan Vogelsong. Good mood today when I talk to him. Here's Mark Ellis. Ellis drives this one out into right center field. Pence is there and he'll put it away. 2 down. And now Kershaw is going to hit.
Two nice plays. Really showed the range off of Hunter Pence. And a lot of us around here feel that this is the toughest right field in all of the big leagues to play.
There's a strike to Kershaw.
Good changeup.
For the Giants in the 8th inning, it'll be Guillermo Quiros, then a pinch hitter, and then the top of the order, Andres Torres. This is popped out of play towards the club level. And great folks down the left field line could not keep it in the club level. This guy's taking a beating.
Well, he should. You gotta make a play, Meat. Let's go.
And, you know, it's okay if you don't get it, but make sure somebody else gets it in the club level.
Yeah, well, let's see. That's clank. You bring a glove, you could have been somebody. And he said, I told you, you should have been with a glove, pal. And then you wear him out.
Heroes started to go. It's 3-2.
Yeah, there you go. Wait a second. He's got the glove. He's the guy that should be getting hit on the head.
Payoff pitch is coming up. And Kershaw stays alive. Sandoval will give chase, but I don't believe this is catchable.
Pretty spirited at bat here from Kershaw.
Well, Rosario can't mess around. He does have to come into the strike zone. And that is going to force Bruce Bochy to use Javier Lopez. So it'll be Lopez against Crawford. We are in the top of the 8th inning, and we'll be back.
That's right, and you can take your Gamer Babe too. Watch out every out-of-market game live online on your favorite connected device in HD quality. How do you do it? Well, MLB.TV Premium, and it includes a free subscription to @Bat13, the #1 sports app of all time, enabling you to watch live games on select phones and tablets. So go to MLB.TV to order and get more details. Well, happy honeymoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's time for a change. Thanks, Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Javier Lopez in for the 36th time, 20 and a third innings, which tells you that he has been a situational lefty for a lot of those times. 23 strikeouts against 18 walks and 20 in the third. I mean, these are really all-star-like numbers. He's had a great first half.
So facing Carl Crawford, who's 0 for 3. And Crawford reaches out and pops this one foul. Crawford, lifetime against Lopez coming into the series, 5 for 11 with a couple of strikeouts. 0-2.
Well, those are two perfect pitches from Lopez. And a quick 0-2.
Foul off the glove of Guillermo Quiroz, and it remains 0-2. A tight one here at the yard and a beautiful baseball Sunday afternoon. Larry Vanover cleans up home plate. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Pulled foul.
Just played by a ball dude.
Brad Holsworth.
That is Brad Holsworth. If you remember Harry Holsworth, one of the original ball dudes, retired last year. One of his kids right there. Tracy Van Attenhoven, she is also one of the Holsworth kids. Ball dudes and dudettes today. Ball babes.
Hit out to center field off the end of the bat. Racing in is Torres, and he'll put it away. Heroes will lead things off 1-1.
One tie. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Our aerial coverage of today's game brought to you by the Minions Flying, the Despicable Imp, and Universal's animated comedy Despicable Me 2, now playing everywhere.
So Quiroz will bat first. Quiroz has doubled and scored, and he's struck out. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Tony Abreu is on deck. One ball and 1 strike. Abreu and then Torres. Into right center field. And this one is going to be caught by Puig on a diving catch.
Holy smokes. That is a tremendous play. Took away extra bases. If you get a chance to see the reaction from Ellis, the second baseman, when he makes the play, you can't see it there. Sometimes even big leaguers impress other big leaguers. That's just a beautiful play. Tremendous closing speed. See the concentration to the ball. Right in the sweet spot.
So here's Abreu.
He comes as advertised. 5-tool guy.
Abreu fouls it back. He's got a fastball. It's no balls and 1 strike.
One more look and watch him close to it.
He almost overdove. He got to it.
Exciting.
Abreu shoots this one softly to Ellis, and Ellis will make the play. 2 outs. And here's Andres Torres. Torres, the sacrifice fly, he's it into a double play, struck out. He's 0 for 2.
Now you see Romo get ready to pitch the 9th.
Rebate, and that'll end the inning. We will head to the 9th. It's 1-1.
Coming to AT&T for the first and only time this year, and you will see that game on TV at 7 with Giants pregame live at 6:30 right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Same thing on Tuesday, a Comcast game beginning at 6:30 with Giants pregame live, and then a noon game to close out the 3-game set with the Mets, and then the Giants head out the last 4 games of the first half in San Diego.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up with Smog experts.
So the closer, Sergio Romo, coming in, 20 saves on the year. Was obviously not a save opportunity, but he is going to face the heart of the beast. Puig, Gonzalez, and Ramirez, the same 3 guys he faced in yesterday's game when he saved it.
The ball's in 1 strike.
Yesterday's at bat, Puig struck out against Romo, 4 sliders. I don't know if he's ever seen a no-dot slider like Romo's. First time you see it as a right-handed hitter, that is a disadvantage.
I'm going to say no swing on the appeal. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Brian Gorman, the crew chief, saying no.
Lined into left field. Got up just a little bit.
Well,
that's your margin of error right there.
Keep that ball down. He swings through it. Move it away a little bit. If you lay it up there, he'll go out and get it. A little bat flip there. It does not go unnoticed. He's flipping the bat on a single. What would he do if he hit it out?
Well, I think there's a little animosity towards Sergio Romo after his save in the game yesterday. Gonzalez off of Posey. And this is flipped into shallow left field. And it's going to put runners at first and third.
And it's so unnecessary. Ball hit well to the backhand. Nice job of just getting a glove on it. And here is where you make a bad decision. Nobody there back in the play up. And as Sandoval has to go, he has to vacate the bag and an easy take a third. So that's going to bring Dave Righetti out to talk to Romo. You wonder why Puig is so animated against Romo. This was what happened in the game last night when Romo got the last out. Ramirez and Romo having a few words.
Hey, could be all in fun.
And you saw the 2 circles to the eyes, which is the signature of Ramirez, Hanley Ramirez. Players watch it, and they remember.
Low and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Pure strikeout situation here, no question. And he's facing the hottest guy in the Dodger team. And one of the hottest in the league, if not the hottest in the league. Romo cannot believe that pitch was not a strike. And now Quiroz has given plate umpire Larry Vanover a little piece of his mind. Ball's right there. Right there.
Oh, goodness.
And it's impossible to miss a pitch like that, especially in this situation. And we talk about the inconsistencies with Vanover, and he follows them because of pitches like that. And then the difference between a 2-0 count, a 1-0 count, and a 1-1 count is night and day. Right now, Romo's got to really gather himself and get composed. Get angry at an umpire missing a call, and it'll affect the next pitch. He's got an open base. Does not have to give in to him.
Romo will check the runner, and then you'll go to first. So Ramirez is retired.
Well, they do get a 90-foot increment, which is going to take the bat out of Ethier's hands. Comebacker, you check the runner at third. Now you look at second, nobody there, and you take the only out you can get. So a nice job from Romo.
You can do all of that if the guy going down the line isn't going very hard.
Which he wasn't.
So the matchup will be Romo against Uribe. Uribe. And coming into the series, that's an 0 for 3 matchup. But Romo needs a strikeout. Puig at third, Gonzalez at second, Ethier at first, and Romo's ready. Slider for a strike, and it's no balls in 1 strike.
And that time it gets called a strike. Same identical pitch.
Setting up away again. 0-2.
Going with his bread and butter. Riding that slider hard. And it really broke Uribe down. He waved right through it.
See if they go to the well again. They do, and it's very wide and low, 1-2. A.J. Ellis watching from the Dodger on-deck circle. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1-1 game here in the 9th. Got him.
That's an 0 for 4 with a hat trick for Uribe today. But Romo's not out of the woods yet. And he rides the horse. 4 pitches, 4 sliders, and a big strikeout.
And here's A.J. Ellis, who is 0 for 3 and 1 for 4 lifetime against Romo.
With 2 strikeouts.
Strike, and it's 0-1. Puig, Gonzalez, Ethier on the bases with 2 outs. Hit into left center field, hit well. Torres can't get it. And that's going to clear the bases. And the Dodgers are going to take a 4-1 lead here in the 9th. So that one hurt.
Bit of a hang right out there at the belt. And Ellis, who's been diving on that outside part of the plate all day, hits it away from the defense. They find the left center field gap. And now it is a 4-1 game. Ouch.
So they're going to walk Mark Ellis. So Romo got to 2 really big outs. And then A.J. Ellis hurts him.
And Puig, when he was walking back into that Dodger dugout, he was turning around and woofing hard at Sergio Romo. And those are the things you have to suppress as a player, especially a young player. Because it's not only something that gets noticed by Romo, it gets noticed by everybody on that Giants team.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Talk about the game with Murphy and Max tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. It's a 4-1 lead for the Dodgers. They scored 3 here in the 9th.
The pitcher now for the Giants will be Jake Dunning, the rookie. 12th time he's come in, 0-1 with a 1.64 ERA. Dunning with a low 90s fastball, slider, changeup combination. Being asked to get the final out here in this 9th inning, which has been hard to find.
So here's Hairston. Hairston hitting at 276. First pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Hit on the ground, foul. To even the count at a ball and a strike. Ellis at second. And Mark Ellis at first. And it's now 1-2.
Dunning really has been so consistent with the strike zone. It's such a plus. You've got to be a strike thrower if you're coming out of that bullpen. You've got to be a strike thrower to be at the big league level anyway. And I think it's especially important when you're going to be a reliever that comes into an existing inning.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
Swing of the bat by A.J. Ellis really quieted this crowd down.
Sandoval has it. He will go to the bag, and that'll end the inning. Work to do for the Giants. Scudero will lead things off. 4-1 Dodgers. Sportsnet Bay Area. It's a 4-1 lead for the Dodgers. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Kenley Jansen, the newly appointed closer, and he has done a nice job since he's assumed that role. Brandon League had been the closer early in the year and sort of fell out of favor with Don Mattingly. You see what Jansen has done, 42 games so far. It's a healthy body of work. 59 strikeouts at 42 and a third gives you an idea what type of stuff he has. And what type of stuff he has is a cutter that will go low 90s. And even there are times when it will go up around the mid 90s. He's got a slider and a changeup and all those other pitches, but basically you're going to see a cutter with a high velocity.
So Scudero will lead things off. Scudero 1 for 3. The Giants with 3 hits in this game. And a strike to Scudero, who's taking all the way. Round of caps are on. No balls and 1 strike.
It is that time of the game.
Hit on the ground to Ramirez. And Ramirez will make the play. 1 out. So here's Sandoval. Sandoval is 0 for 3. With Buster Posey on deck. Just inside from Jansen, 1 ball and no strikes. Giants need a couple of base runners.
Jansen thought he had strike 1 with that last pitch.
The pitch is high and wide, 2-0.
Jansen very deliberate. Big guy.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Jansen's story really has been a unique one. I mentioned big guy, 6'5", 260. A couple of World Baseball Classics ago, he was the catcher for Team Netherlands.
He's throwing the ball back to the pitcher harder than the pitchers were throwing to him, and they said, we've had enough of that.
That used to bother me.
Right at Arube, 2 down. So here's Buster Posey. Buster Posey 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in the 7th. Jay Ellis would like to know where that pitch was. 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike to even the count.
Take it all the way. Very commonplace when you're down 3 runs. Take a strike, just hoping that maybe that guy out there in the mound will go a little wild and walk a few people. And there's a rare slider. A lot of his pitches are pretty generic outside of that cut. And when you get in that batter's box against Jansen, you're not thinking about anything else but that cutter.
And a line drive right to Ethier, who makes the sliding catch. No. So Posey will be aboard. So Buster Posey extends the ball game. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence.
So a good swing of the bat. And that's a play that Ethier makes about 99% of the time. So just in the little finger of the glove. Rattles around, and the Giants have life. Ethier can't believe it.
Hunter Pence today is 0 for 3. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
There's nobody in that Dodger bullpen. That would all change if Pence could get on base.
And Pence taking all the way takes a strike. (4-1) Dodgers. Dodgers scored 3 runs in the top of this inning. Low, 2-1, not a Hunter Pence. Brandon Belt is on deck.
Still cheering, got the rally hat on. Attitude never changes for a gamer, babe.
Posey's going to go. And this is popped back and out of play. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Posey will go again. And Pence stays alive.
Yeah, I told a story about Kenley Jansen at 6'5", 260. Could you imagine a catcher that size, what type of target he'd have been?
Unbelievable.
And that's a lot of body.
You got to be able to get low.
Well, I think there's lots of reasons he's on the mound now. That may be one of them.
2-2 to Hunter Pence. And Pence strikes out, and that's the ball game. So the Dodgers win the rubber match of this 3-game series, and they do it today behind Clayton Kershaw in a 3-run 9th inning. And Mike, this was a really nice performance by Chad Godin, really to keep this team in it.
Well, he pitched like you hoped that he would. He matched up big time against one of the best pitchers in the game, Clayton Kershaw. The Giants just could not get that big hit against Kershaw. They had some opportunities. They were just 1 hit short today. So they lose the series, but guess what? Let's get ready for the Mets now.
All right, final score, Dodgers 4, Giants 1. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews on the Wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio for an update.